Robert Bailey
Yeah.
from the Bailey Hardware.
Yes.
So we're gathering information we're going to use for a walking tour of Rochester. And I've got some photos of downtown Rochester. And see if anything, what's your thoughts on
Yeah, that's the Legion there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed that front porch years ago.
Right.
Baxter bought that one out there. When those guys retired, he bought that drugstore. And that was a bakery.
Okay.
A bakery. I forget who had that now. Zimmerman had it later on. Dick Zimmerman's dad. First National Bank, hardware down there. Arlington Hotel. Yeah, the building to the south that burnt. It burnt the top half off of it.
Do you remember the farm implement dealer there? I think it was 7th Street.
Jones Implement Company.
It was a DeSoto dealer. I guess there's a farm
Yeah,
implement.
Dodge and DeSoto. No, I think that Casey Jones.
Okay.
Is that what it was? International.
I think so. I did read something about that.
He used to own these two houses right here.
Okay.
And when we moved out here, he was in that second house down there. And Kurt Melton lived right next door here. That's the train. I remember every Sunday we take a drive, back in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And they stopped at the depot and watched the engines come in, the steam engines,
Uh-huh.
And one year they brought a diesel in, and they had a tour through that diesel. I bet that's what that is. But that was really steam, puffing the smoke and everything,
Mm-hmm.
My mother's father, he was a river all his life, ever since a little kid. That's where he died, you might say. George T. Oh, that's the bookstore down there on it'd be about the second store back from 9th Street there. Yeah.
Okay.
What's in there now? Yeah. George Ross, he had a house over here south of the News.
I think we figured Split Road Media is the same Split Road Media, which is they.
Yeah, right in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dinosaur in there too. Wally had a dinosaur. He called him Wally. I don't know what his last name, first name was. Oh, this is Main Street. Here. Oh, let me think this.
There's one too.
Yeah.
That didn't stick.
And this. I don't look right. Yeah, that was a Rex Theater. When was it? Oh, 1920. When I was little, it was called the Rex, but it wasn't open then. It was closed up.
Okay.
Times was down here someplace.
Okay. So your dad started the hardware? Your dad started the hardware? Or?
Grandfather and uncle. Okay. Well, how was it? My Uncle Max and my grandfather started the hardware. I had a lumber yard and plating mills and all that, and then ended up in the hardware. Anyway, and he died, and George Black came in with Uncle Max, and they were down there about where. Next to Foley's Juliet store, there's some store just on down there from that. Then the strip over on the alley, if they moved up there then. I think that was back. That was back in the 30s sometime. I don't remember that. New York County, that's on 9th Street. Yeah. The New York County Kitchen in Burgolf was right next door here.
Okay.
This burnt. And they moved down there where the turning point is. They moved down there down there. So I think my man bought this lot of them. He wouldn't put another tavern in there, so they bought a lot, some ground down there and moved that down there. They were brothers.
Okay.
That Burgolf, Bing Crosby and Bob Hope and all those movies, they would stop there and visit once in a while too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, this is my first big fire right here. That is a hotel burn. It was a cooking.
Was that still the hotel then, or is that the department store when that
Well,
burned?
it was Wiles department store.
Okay.
But it burnt. It was a hotel, Arlington hotel, to begin with.
Right.
Well, that's a quick. The only thing that saved that the town was the wind. It
Yeah.
was blowing out of the south and south. And it blew all that heat away from the. But even across outside of Main Street, there's some of the signs melted. It was hot, on the front of the buildings, and some of those melted.
Sure.
Yeah, I was on the fire department for 40 years, but that was my first big fire.
Okay. So you were on the fire department? You were on the fire department?
I did that for 40 years.
Okay.
That's where that accident from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That burnt once before, but it was just a one-story building then when it burnt this time. But it burnt once before, the second floor burned off. They couldn't find the fire, I guess. It was in between the firewalls.
Okay.
So they tore that first floor off. I mean, that sign's not so.
It's not there. I guess when they took the grass, that little median in the middle of Main Street, I guess from what my little research, they took the sign down then.
Yeah, I remember that sign there. And the flagpole, they moved that flagpole back too. Planted some trees. It's interesting. What is this here? Oh, this is Times Theater here.
It's by it. It's
what?
I think it's down from that a little bit. I think that's the next block. I think this is.
Oh, this is A.B. Shores.
Yeah, it's just across the alley
right
from
next to the hardware store on the alley there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have any memories of any of these places?
Well, I just remember what they were, that's about
Yeah.
it. But A.B. Shore, he how's there going to be another theater? There's a little room here. They got the A.B. Shore in there's a little room there. What's in their chamber of commerce or something? In there, besides the barber shop there now.
Yeah.
There's a little room in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, A.B. and back of the store here, there's all big wide open spaces, and he's gonna put a theater back there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was to be the entryway to get back into it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't know that. There's a photo of the hardware in here. I just passed it. And if these maybe your grandfather, your uncle.
It would be my uncle and George Black when they moved up there. Yeah, that's the hardware store there. Before they were down there right next to where Gene Foley was first down in there.
Okay.
And this was a phone company. I think bought this building off it. There's a milking. I forget what was in there, but I remember the milk company. He had a storage room in the back of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember being in that place, but that's about all I remember on that one. This is a creamery right next door to that's what's a creamery. They bought cream from the farmer.
Okay.
You go by and yell, and it kind of echoed all those cans in there when they were little kids. Round Oaks too, yeah. You still sold those up till it sold out. They came from the North Manchester foundry over there, but they didn't make them there. They put them together over there. But
okay.
you had them from about that high up to, well, it was a very big one, Yeah.
So you and your brother Dave ran the hardware for many years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, my dad sold out to us, me and Dave, and we sold out to Mike Abbott, and yeah, I did that.
How many years did you guys run it?
Probably 20, 25 years, something like that. When he turned 65, he retired.
Okay.
Me and Dave took it over. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, let's see. And your daughter says you had memories of when the bands are playing at the Colonial.
Oh yeah, right down the street here.
Yeah.
All the big Louis Armstrong, Cab Calloway, all those were in there, you know.
Oh wow.
All of them were in there. And you hear it in like 3 o'clock in the morning, you hear the echo on the lake out there, you know. And there'd be cars parked from every place you get a car in, there'd be parked. I don't know how many hundred people were in there, but I could clear out on 25, clear out on 14 here, and you clear any place you get a car, it would be a car parked there. And the parking lot next door to that, it was always full.
Okay. Where was the Colonial?
Huh?
Where was the Colonial?
Down where the condos are.
Okay.
Back to that they tore that down and put those condos in there. They tried after that's the big band era went out, and that was sometime in the 50s.
Okay.
And they had Bill Stiller tried smaller bands, you know, and stuff like that. They brought some people not like the big band era. You heard of the Four Freshmen band? From California.
Four Freshman band?
It's a singing group, about 5 or 6 of them. They were down there a couple times. I went down there, me and my cousins, a couple of girls, we went down there to that. It was kind of the takeoff after Louis Armstrong, you might say, but it never worked out too good. Louis Armstrong, Cab Calloway, all those big name bands. That's all I can think of right now, but there was more. That's where my mom and dad met down there.
Okay.
Mom and her, she was a nurse down at Louisville. And in the past, they go to New Orleans for on their vacation, you know, and somebody said, "Well, we go up to Rochester, the Colonial Hotel up there on Lake Manitou." So they come up here, and A.C. Bradley and his wife owned that.
Okay.
You got to talk to Mom and there's 4 friends of hers come up. Would you like to be a nice young man? So she introduced her to my dad, and then that's all it took. Well, my dad worked out in New Albany on the river, public service company at that time. That was back in the 30s.
Okay. So it sounds like Rochester was quite the place.
Oh yeah, it was.
People...
It was a boom. Yeah, it was. It really was. Boy, it ain't like that now. I don't know what happened. It went downhill. Yeah, here, that brown envelope. Can you use that brown envelope?
Yeah.
I tell you, I will do that to you. Take that stuff out and look at it.
Okay.
That's 1937. I had a little padlock on it. I had a copy, but they couldn't make me a book out of it. It's all about Rochester and Clinton County and all that. I think it's on there.
Okay. Oh wow.
They said about Clarence Hill there. He was the only mayor when he became mayor. He was a chemical engineer graduate from Purdue. So he sat down and started writing letters to all his friends that he graduated with, and then we got Steel Power up here, and we got we got 3 factories up here that friends of his set up here. But and Bill Jefferson, he entered like a business, but all the rest were just politicians, you might say.
Yeah.
Bill Jefferson and Clarence Hill, they made something out of the town.
Oh wow.
But this fellow, part of the pioneers were here. We had a blacksmith shop down there on 9th Street, Save a lot of it, or the churches down in there. Clarence Hill for Advent, maybe, and Casey Jones over there when they started that place up.
Okay.
Betty Hill and John was his when his papers, God, there's 3 people that are dead that I knew, you know. Yeah, little daughter died. Paul, Ed Beard, you know Ed? You probably knew Ed Beard. He used to be deputy here.
Yeah.
He died.
Right.
In there.
So what year is this from?
Pardon?
What year was this from? What year?
That
Yeah.
37. Is it on the front page or the cover of it? Yeah, right there.